Lifetime. Why do you keep making these movies? Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and I don't even know why I watched this. I watched this specifically because, if you guys remember last year, there was a movie that came out called The Unauthorized Saved by the Bell story, and I thought it was going to be complete shit, and it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't very good. There really wasn't a lot to it, and it just seemed like something that was really stupid, especially because most of it wasn't true, um, which I thought was really annoying. But basically, this I heard about. Like when they were making Fuller House, all of a sudden I heard, oh, there's gonna be a Full House Lifetime movie, and I'm like, what? I looked at the cast; they looked horrible. They looked nothing like the original actors. And I told myself, okay, I'm gonna watch this. I don't care. I didn't want to, but I watched it, even though I had zero interest in this. Zero interest. I mean, you could tell by the promos, they had no faith in this. They showed nothing in the promos. I mean, they had no faith in this. You could just tell. They didn't promote it a lot. I mean, I at least didn't really hear anything about it, and I don't even think a lot of people watched it. I mean, the Unauthorized Saved by the Bell story failed tremendously. Now they're trying again with the Unauthorized Full House story. Now, I told myself, okay, the Unauthorized Saved by the Bell story wasn't that bad. Maybe this will be good. Now, how was the Unauthorized Full House story? Was I looking forward to this movie at all? No, I don't want this movie. I never wanted it. And the biggest, question is, does this work as a movie? No, it doesn't work as a movie at all. I don't know who the hell thought this should be a movie. It doesn't work at all. There are a few good things about it. I didn't hate it. I'm not gonna rip it to shreds, but I'm very close to that because this sucked, honestly. It sucked, and Lifetime needs to stop making these movies. They're doing one with Beverly Hills 90210, and they're doing one with Melrose Place. First of all, the title Unauthorized just makes it sound stupid. Makes me think there's like secrets that nobody knows that you want everyone else to know, and that's not at all what this is. Instead of that, it's once again omitting things that I feel are very important that they forgot about, and there's so much that is missing from this movie. And basically, the story is pretty simple. It's the story of the Full House cast. That's really it. It's the daily struggles that go on in their life, what they have to deal with, and things like that, and that basically is the plot of the movie. So, let me get to some good things about the movie, because there are actually some good things that I will get into. Let's get to the acting. The acting was the thing I was most worried about, because you look at these actors, they look nothing like the original actors. They don't. I mean, not a single one of them. There's only really one that looks like the actual actors. There's really none of them look that way. Let's get to Garrett Browith as Bob Saget, who of course was the main character in this movie. I thought he was really good for the most part. I really liked his storyline going on with him being this comedian and then having to go to this really, big family show and not really knowing how to deal with it. I thought he did a really good job with that. My biggest problem is that he wasn't Bob Saget. He wasn't funny. He didn't have the wit of Bob Saget. When he starts making jokes, it feels weird. It felt like you had a really dramatic actor who doesn't know how to be funny. That's what it seemed like to me. You have an actor who's so used to drama, because I don't know anything about Gareth Browith. I don't know a thing about. I really know something about one person in this movie, and it's not good. But Gareth Browith, I don't know if he's a dramatic actor, but he seemed like he was a dramatic actor cast in a movie that was supposed to be fun, and it didn't work at all. And any scene with him that's supposed to be funny doesn't work. And, especially as Danny Tanner. We'll get into the Full House part of this, because that's honestly the worst part. We'll get into that. But Gareth Browith, I thought, was horribly miscasted. I really did like the storyline going on between him and his wife. I thought that was definitely very interesting, what they did with that. I personally really enjoyed seeing that, because I didn't know about that story, and I thought for the most part they did a good job with that. Now, Justin Gaston was the person I was most worried about in this movie, for two reasons. Justin Gaston was the runner-up of American Idol Season 1, and then he went on to do From Justin to Kelly. And we know how that turned out. So obviously, I wasn't looking forward to seeing Justin Gaston in this role. And he was terrible. He can't act for shit. He can't. He's horrible in this movie. Justin Gaston has no personality. The whole movie, he's just like, yeah, how you doing? I'm Justin Gaston. I mean, the only reason they cast him is because he can sing. And it's stupid that that's the only reason. He has no charm. He has no wit. He doesn't have a personality. I mean, his character was just so fake. It seemed like they just got the cheapest person possible. And Justin Gaston, he's really trying. I'm going to say this. He is definitely trying. He failed horribly. I mean, I was never into his character. His storyline was very boring. And again, this is John Stamos, who is a really awesome guy, and what happened with him is a very interesting story, but they should have gotten someone else to do it because he really wasn't good. However, the worst performance in this movie, nothing compares to Justin Mater as Dave Coulier. Okay. Like I said with Gareth Brawith, he wasn't really funny. Justin Gaston, had the problem of not really being a good actor. Justin Mater is everything like that, but is even worse than those two elements, because the biggest thing with Dave Coulier is that he's supposed to be this stand-up comedian. He's supposed to be funny and lighthearted and have a goofy voice. Justin Mater doesn't understand the character of Dave Coulier as all. There is no point in this movie where I saw him as Dave Coulier. I saw him as a guy that was like, fine, I'll take the role. I don't know what I'm doing, but I want to have fun and I'll take the role. He's horrible. He's boring. He's not funny. That's the biggest problem here. Dave Coulier is supposed to be hilarious. He's supposed to be the fun comedian. Him making fart jokes every 5 minutes, him just, when he tries to be funny, it's awkward as hell because he's just doesn't work. He's wooden. And the bonding between these three guys, you don't see at all. In fact, to me, it seemed like these three guys didn't even want to be on camera with each other. And then when they do, it just felt awkward. I mean, honestly, these three guys seem like they didn't even want to be there, and it really didn't work for me, and it really sucked, I have to say. I thought for the most part they were really bad. So the three guys ultimately failed miserably casting them. Everyone else is not horrible. I think everyone else is pretty good. Stephanie Bennett as Laurie Laughlin, definitely really liked, mainly because she does nothing except have a weird storyline with John Stamos and her. They used to date, and John Stamos still has this crush on her, which I'll get into. I really did like seeing Laurie Laughlin kind of be like a older sister to the girls. I definitely like seeing that, and I thought they did a really good job with handling that. So that's definitely something I enjoyed watching, was her bonding with the girls, and I definitely like seeing that. So I thought that for the most part they did a really good job with that. Shelby Armstrong, the girl that played Candace Cameron, and Dakota Guppy, who played Jodie Sweetin, both really good. They were both really good child actors, but they didn't focus on them enough. They didn't. They have, like, nothing to do in the movie, and I wish they did, because they were, like, just as essential. We should have focused on them, and they didn't focus on them barely at all. I mean, if anything, they're just there to be because they were in Full House. It seemed very strange, and Mary-Kate and Ashley, the toddlers that play Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, they're cute and all, but they don't even focus on them. They do some really good stuff with them, but they don't even focus on them. I have to say, someone I was most impressed with was Matthew Kevin Anderson as Jeff Franklin. I thought he was phenomenal in this movie. He was fantastic. I mean, he knows this character. This is how you play a character. I mean, you really saw the determination in Jeff Franklin, the way he wanted this to be a successful show. He really gave a fantastic performance, and it really sucks when I can say that he's really one of the only good ones in the movie when he's not in the movie a lot, and it really sucks. And also, whoever played Bob Saget's wife, Sherry, I thought she was really great too. She definitely did a very good job, and I was very impressed with her. So for the most part, the acting is flat as hell, and there's so many problems with this movie. Now, the directing with this movie. Let's get into the directing. Okay. I don't know who directed this movie. I really don't. By the way, I'm not going to talk about people like Andrea Barber because they have nothing to do in the movie. They really don't. They have nothing to do, and I'm going to get into this. My biggest thing in the directing is that's something I was worried about. First of all, I watched a Full House documentary, and I heard people say, there's no story to tell. There was barely any drama behind set, so I was just like, how the hell are you going to do this? I don't know why the director came up with this. I don't know who the director of this movie is, but I didn't really find the story important at all. I didn't even feel like there needed to be a movie about this. There didn't. I mean, so what, they have daily struggles during a show. Every show, you have drama in your life. That's life. Why should I care? Honestly, how is this more interesting than the Saved by the Bell story? It wasn't. It was boring. It didn't seem interesting to me at all, and it just felt like they're trying to make this unauthorized story like series, and it's not working. It's not working. It's not something I'm enjoying, and there's nothing interesting about it. Now, the screenplay isn't boring. I will say that. I wasn't bored, but it wasn't fun. That's my biggest problem with this movie, is that Full House, as cheesy as it is a fun show. I am a huge fan of the original Full House. I've watched it since I was a little kid. I remember my mom, like when I first was born, my mom had taped a VHS tape for me and put a Full House episode on there. So like when I was younger, I could watch it, and I watched it all the time. And then I got all this, I have all the seasons on DVD. I mean, I love Full House. I know it's cheesy. I know it's ridiculous. I know there's things that don't make sense. I know it's unrealistic. I don't care. It's a great show. It's a lot of fun. It's just kind of just a fun show that I really enjoy watching. This movie doesn't understand the show at all. It's not fun. And it seemed like they're trying to make these big conflicts, really, that weren't that big at all, a huge, huge deal. I mean, they'd make a huge deal out of John Stamos being upset that Laurie Laughlin got married. Oh my god, that's such a huge deal. Wow, I mean, I'm so, wow, that's such a problem. I would care so much more if they would have focused on it. What they focus on the most is Bob Saget being in this horrible mood that he is playing Danny Tanner and hates being Danny Tanner. And it really sucks that they focus on this, because you don't care. I didn't care. He was moping every 5 seconds. It got really annoying, I have to say. Definitely, I didn't like that. But the other thing is, I didn't want them to just focus on these three guys. They mainly only focus on the three main stars. What I really want to see is the dynamic of this cast, the bonding that they had, and what made the show so great was always the bonding. You have to admit, as cheesy as the show was, they had incredible chemistry. They felt like a real family. You loved the characters, and it just seemed like they didn't even care about that. There are some fun scenes here and there, but there just are so few in between. And there were times when I felt like I was watching two different movies, because there'd be a great fun scene, and then it just, oh yeah, we're back to this drama. Yeah, we're back to this unnecessary drama. All the drama in this movie is unnecessary. Nothing feels like it actually needed to be as big as a deal as it was. And they spent way too much time on things that really I didn't care about, and I was very upset about that. The dialogue is very cheesy as well. It's not believable, and while I don't think they made anything up, I do think, as I said, many of it was dramatized, and it really didn't work at all, definitely. That definitely was a huge problem for me. So, yeah, however, that does not compare to the way they portray Full House in this. You're doing a movie about Full House. You'd think they put in some effort to show why Full House was such a good show. This makes Full House look like a show that got canceled after one episode and then was never watched again. The way they portray Full House is awful. It was horrifying to watch, honestly. Seeing these actors try to do these scenes that I don't think even happened. I don't even remember the scenes that they did. If they wasn't, because they were just so bored. It seemed like they were reading off the script and not even trying to capture the fun. And they just read it like, yeah, this is really funny. Yeah, this is not funny at all. I mean, they said it in the most wooden way possible. And again, sure, the show may be cheesy, but the actors had fun with their roles. And this seemed like the actors didn't even want to be there. Many of the scenes shown, I don't even remember, because I don't even think they happened. It really sucked, and I thought that was really annoying. Also, the movie does not understand certain things about Full House. I mean, the things that they focus on are not the things they should have focused on. There were many things I wish they would have focused on. First of all, when they do time jumps, it doesn't feel real. For one reason, John Stamos never gets his haircut in this movie. One of the most important, well, he does toward the very end, but one of the most important things, I mean, season 2, Uncle Jesse gets his entire haircut and his entire hairstyle changes. The haircut that he has in season 1 is the haircut that he has throughout the whole show in this movie. That's not right. That's a huge deal. It doesn't seem like a huge deal, but it is, because that's development. I mean, their hairstyles, they changed, and they didn't look like they changed at all. And also, they rushed so much. They spend so much time on seasons 1 through 4 that 5 through 8 were just like, we're on 4, we go all the way right to 8. And I was like, are we in like 5, 6, 7? Like, all of a sudden Nikki and Alex are there. All of a sudden Steve is there. I'm like, what season are we on. They don't do a good job telling you when we are, what's going on, what season it is. It didn't really make sense to me, and they barely show any scenes of Full House, which I was happy about, but still, you're trying to portray Full House, and you're focusing way too much on the backstage drama. You need to focus more on the bonding and development of these characters, and it really didn't work. Also, there would be scenes where John Stamos is rehearsing a song, and I'm like, you didn't even sing that in the show. And I don't know if the writers were just so, like, if people were just so upset that they wouldn't even give them the rights to the songs. But seriously, the songs, he's singing, like, Knock, Knock, Knocking on Heaven's Door, Celebration. They're fun scenes, but again, those aren't even the songs he sang. I would have at least liked to hear Forever. Anything, like, I at least would have wanted to see him and, the girl who played Laurie, Laughlin, practicing Forever. I would have been fine with that, because obviously Forever was like the big song of the show. We don't even hear the theme song in this show. That's when you know something's wrong. You don't even hear that iconic background music. I mean, you know something's wrong when that's happening. And the other thing I hated was that they don't even focus on the kids. I mean, they do a great subplot with Mary-Kate and Ashley and how they didn't really get to be normal children and how the other girls kind of were jealous of them, but it just comes out of nowhere, and I wish they would have focused on it more so I actually would have cared. I mean, I wanted to care about those characters because they were actually well portrayed, but also, when they aged, they didn't seem like they aged. Like, Stephanie had the same exact hairstyle throughout the entire show. We all remember she had curls, and then she had the ponytail, and then she had the locks. I mean, we all remember her hair. I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, guys, but it's all about progression of characters. To me, it just seemed like these people saw a photo of Full House and watched a couple clips, and then were like, okay, we can make it. That's what it seemed like to me. And that sucks if that's true. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened because of how badly they did that. I was definitely very upset with that, and I didn't think they did a good job with that at all. Occasionally, they'd show a scene with Candace Cameron or Jodie Sweetin. One of the most important things I think they should have shown is Becky and Jesse getting married. They don't even show that. They don't show, all of a sudden Becky's like, oh, we're married. I'm like, well, we didn't see it, so can we at least, like, are you kidding me? Like, we don't even see a scene with Becky and Jesse on Full House. We just know she's there, and it's weird. It's very strange. We don't see much of Kimmy. All we see of Andrea Barber is Andrea Barber say, oh, Kimmy's being promoted to a series regular. Yay, I care so much. I would like to see a scene of that on, Full House to prove to me that that's what actually happened. But no, that's not what happens. We don't even see DJ grow up. We don't even see Stephanie grow up. I mean, it just feels completely strange, and they don't know how to do a successful time jump. Definitely. It was very, very disappointing. The cinematography's fine, but the movie went by so quickly. The movie is way too slow-paced. Way too slow-paced. I mean, the first half was so slow-paced, it took forever to get to the actual show. It takes about 30 minutes, like 40 to 30 minutes to actually get to the show. The problem is, this movie's only like 80 to 90-something minutes long, and they really, really rushed it, and they did the same thing that Saved by the Bell did wrong. They didn't even focus on things that they should have, and I thought that was really bad. I mean, again, it doesn't seem like a huge deal, guys, but they should have probably at least talked about some of the most iconic scenes in the show, some of the landmarks in the show, some of the things that made the show good, why people like the show. For example, and I think this could have been fun. As I said, I watched a documentary on Full House before, and they said there was an earthquake in season 3, and basically that's when the twins were becoming popular and they all scream, protect the twins. I would have wanted to see that scene unfold. I would have wanted to see that. I would have wanted to see the scene of them telling Candace Cameron that she's going to have this episode about body weight as a message for kids, which is one of the best episodes of the show. I mean, it's one of the most emotional episodes the show did, and I think it was a really effective episode. They didn't even focus on it. It seemed more like they were trying to say Full House was a horrible thing for them to do and less of a fun thing. It didn't seem like that at all. I mean, there's a scene where they're all just sitting and Dave Coulier's like, do you wish your life was like Full House? And it was really, really dumb. The score, I will say, is really great. I liked hearing the 80s and 90s music. It was fun to hear. and I thought that was definitely really great. So I definitely really enjoyed that. Now let's get to the ending of this movie, because the ending I was severely disappointed by. I was very upset with the way this movie ended, because again, like I said, we go from seasons 4 to 8 like that, and it feels so out of place. When we were on the 8th season, I was shocked. I'm like, what? You're already on the 8th season and you just got to, like, you just did the 4th season? What's going on here? It felt so out of place. And when you saw them grown up, Stephanie didn't look like she was older. She looked like she was in season 6 still. That's not the Stephanie look, and she looked way too young. She didn't even age in Candace Cameron's wedding. She looked the same way. At least the Olsen twins aged. She didn't age a day. It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous, I have to say. I thought it was so dumb that they did that, and I was really pissed off about it. Something else I thought was really annoying was the way the movie ended, because of course it ends with everyone reuniting at Candace Cameron's wedding. It's a really sweet scene. The problem was, it's what the movie should have been. The movie should have been this. The movie should have been them bonding. Yeah, you could have had the drama going on with Bob Saget, trying to balance his, family and fake, and TV family. I can understand that. Yes, you could have had this stuff with John Stamos and all these random girls he's dated, but they focused way too much on that and not enough on the show. It didn't show why the show was popular. It didn't show why people enjoyed the show. It showed that it changed in season 2, and after like season 3, it didn't feel like they aged at all in the show. It seemed like nothing had changed. I mean, when Laurie Laughlin said she was married to him, I was shocked out of my mind, and overall, it was very, very disappointing, and I wasn't even looking forward to it. I mean, the first 30 minutes, I will say, I was pretty impressed by what was going on, because it seemed like they were setting up characters very well, but it just really didn't work. So overall, guys, this was another... Also, the narration at the end, where the hell did that come from? I mean, all of a sudden, we get that narration. Where did that come from? We didn't have any of that throughout the movie, and that just felt completely out of place. I hated that. So overall, this was another fail that I really didn't like at all. It does have some fun scenes, but fails at almost every level to convey what Full House really was, and it doesn't understand what made the show great. And again, it made it less of liking the show and more showing how Full House keeping all 3 actors from doing something better. It is worse than the Saved by the Bell movie, because that actually was fun at times, but it could have been a lot better. I wasn't expecting, anything less for anything better, but that does not mean I liked it, because I really didn't. I didn't hate it, but there were parts that I definitely did hate. I really don't want Lifetime to continue this series. It's really stupid that they're doing this. And if I have to rate the Unauthorized Full House story, which is like a very, very stupid title, I'm going to give it a 1.5 out of 5 or a D-. It's not horrible. It's not one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life, but it's just very disappointing. It didn't feel like something important, and it didn't feel like they even need to do a movie on it. It felt like a complete cash grab and a complete waste of time. But that's basically my review. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys thought of this movie. You have seen it. I doubt you have. I mean, you guys actually watched this. I can't believe I watched this. I watched this because I wanted to review it to you guys, to warn you not to watch it. Please don't watch it if you have. It's really, really bad. They don't understand the show at all. I'm going to be reviewing Full House to you when Fuller House does come out in January. So probably December, I'm just going to binge Full House, which isn't hard to do because I've watched like every episode. So, I mean, I might not even need to do that. I could probably just review the seasons and know what I'm talking about because I've watched the show so much, but... that basically is it for my review. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys saw this movie. And I will see you guys in my next video, which will be for tonight's episode of Hannibal. And I will see you guys for that. Okay, bye.